the difference of definition of like homelessness or poverty for women and men, and kind of how those are treated differently. Did you experience any differences in treatment or?
There was more treatment for men than women.
Okay.
Was what I experienced. And there were more shelters for men than women, and more men had substance abuse issues, and that's kind of.
Yeah, so overall there's more support available for men than there are women, specifically in this
Yes.
area.
Yes.
Okay.
They could have
Just more aid in general.
more supportive groups. Yeah, more aid too.
Okay, so did you find that those groups were helpful to go into and be able to talk about what was going on? Was that helpful, or was that more of just like something to do?
It was both.
Okay.
And I was doing it. I don't know how it is now, because this was like 2010 when I left.
Yeah.
But when I was there, they separated, more or less, most of the time they separated the men from the women.
Okay.
So when I was in the shelters with the women, we had mandatory groups that we had to go to. But I found that I was like one of the only ones that wanted to do it. Most of the women did not want to do it.
So do you think there's like a stigma of going to those groups and getting
Yes.
the help from this? And what do you think kind of causes that?
One stigma is to be labeled as a substance abuser, alcoholic, drug addict, or having a major mental illness.
Okay. But for the most part, those shelters and services, do they help people, or do people kind of stay in a stagnant state for a while?
It's both. And also, but it depends on who it is. The person has to want to help themselves, but they have to know that the help they need is there.
Yeah.
If they're not, if like they never told me what services were available, but they will always say that I had to go to counseling, and so I was resistant to that because it was.
It doesn't sound like it's helpful. It's just.
It wasn't helpful because it would be, I would complain about something, and then instead of us getting together, they would just say you have to go to